What's up, you guys? Live streaming. So, I have an important message to say. Something I was thinking about. Actually, something that I had a little inner reminder about the other day. So, I wanted to get on here and just kind of spread the message for those of you who need it or can relate or have been struggling with this particular thing. So, basically, what I'm talking about in the title of the video is, what version of yourself are you talking to? And like, that's kind of an interesting question. And most people are probably like, what the hell are you talking about, Jamie? Sorry, I got hair in my eye. What up, Samantha? So a lot of people are probably like, what are you talking about? But I want you to think about something. If you're hey, Emily, if you're constantly changing, evolving, growing, learning new things, adding new things into your routine, evolving in all these different ways. Maybe you're learning new things at work, you're learning new like mindset tools, you're learning new, you're basically reinventing or like invoking different parts of who you are. I want you to be really, really aware of the fact that when you're doing that, some of the tools that you've used in the past, some of the self-talk that you've used in the past, some of the motivational tools that you've used in the past may not fit you anymore. A good, perfect example of this is some of the podcasts that I used to listen to, or some of the videos I would listen to in the mornings as motivation to like get my ass into shape. They don't motivate me anymore. Like, I'm past that point. Like, they are no longer what I need to hear, what my soul needs, what my like inner self needs to hear. It's no longer serving me. So what you have to pay attention to is, as that happens, as you change, like if you notice that something's not working for you anymore, it's not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not that there's anything wrong with you. It's just that you need to be checking in with yourself on a consistent basis and being very aware of what serves you at this point. Like, what version of yourself are you talking to? Like, I was having a conversation with someone the other day and they were like, yeah, but I've always done X, Y, and Z and would always help me get out of this funk, or it would always help me this. And I'm like, yeah, but you have to think about that. That was an old version of yourself. Like, the person that you are now is no longer going to respond to that. Sam, maybe it was you I was talking to. I don't remember who I was talking to about it. And then I started recognizing that in myself, when it comes to what sets me on fire, or like when I say that, I mean that in a good way, or like lights me up, or what brings me back to center, or what calms me down. Like, I used to use only guided meditations to bring me back to center when I would be flustered or whatever, or I would use getting up in the house and like doing some physical activity, like cleaning or vacuuming or something like that would bring me back to center. But now I've evolved to a different level that no longer is what I need. What I need is silence. So I sit back down quietly and I'm able to come into silence and be able to hear what I need to hear, and the messages are downloaded to me that way. That never used to be something that served me. But as I'm changing and as I'm evolving, what works for me and what's serving me changes and evolves as well. And so I really wanted to make a note to you guys about that. I've talked to a lot of my clients when we start diving into mindset work. I'm like, you have to rewrite your book. So imagine you have like this big book of knowledge that's been being written your entire life, basically from your existence, from the moment that you came into this world. This book of knowledge has been being written, explaining to you, or like basically it's your subconscious making notes of what's right and what's wrong, what works for you, what doesn't, what you believe, what you don't believe, all of these things around people, around money, around lifestyle, around like health, around so many things. Basically every single thing in your life is written in this book. So it's the same thing here, because a part of a lot of what you're doing when you're reprogramming your subconscious and you're shifting your life and you're working on your mindset is you're rewriting that book. You're rewriting what your truth is. And as you evolve as a person and you're taking these actions, you're making these steps, you start to see like you are a different person. You are a different version of yourself. Does that mean that the other version of you doesn't exist? No, I'm not saying that you completely change who you are 100%. What I'm getting at, though, is parts of you evolve and change. And as that happens, the communication and the level of conversation that you're having in your head and the tools that you're using to help you get through the day and to continue to progress and to deal with situations at that point, all of that stuff has to evolve with you. So I want you to be aware of that. If you feel like something's no longer working for you, or you're feeling off about something that used to be a tool that totally ripped you open or really always pushed you forward, if you're feeling like whatever that tool is no longer really helping or it's not serving you in the same purpose, start trying something different, because literally most of the time what we fail to realize is if you're doing this right, guys, if you're doing all of this work properly, you're not in the same mental state as you were a year ago, 6 months ago, a week ago, even. Like, I can tell you right now, my mindset and my self-awareness and my level of creativity and my level of existence in general is evolving constantly. So I have to be very aware of that. So just pay attention to that, and don't, here's a side note, don't feel bad if you feel like you're not evolving fast enough or if something's still working for you. Please don't take this to that level. But I just wanted to say, like, what version of yourself are you talking to? So not only are you rewriting the stuff in that book, that's like your self-talk and your subconscious thinking, but you also need to rewrite, like, what's your normal? Because I know, like, for example, you look back at me, how old am I? I forget sometimes. I'm 31. Look back at me when I was 24. I was working 4 jobs. I was literally always leaving one job and going to the other. And I was so fucking satisfied with that. It was making money. I was having fun. I was out, interacting with new people, doing different things, blah, blah, blah. It was a great time. And I was loving every minute of it. That version of me, that was normal. This version of me, it's normal for me to rise on my own every morning, have a slow morning, start on my own pace, work 25 to 30 hours a week maximum of actual, like, work shit, like, that's now my normal. So you have to just recognize what now is your normal. Be checking in with yourself regularly. That's what mindset work is for. That's what meditation is for. That's what journaling is for. That's what self-awareness is for. That's what reflection is for. You really need to make sure that you're paying attention to that. And I just wanted to make a note of that and have you ask yourself that, like, hold on a minute. What version of myself am I talking to? Am I talking to the version of myself from 5 years ago? Or am I talking to the girl who's standing right here? Because that can really hold you up. That can really hold you back and make you stay in the same place for a long time if you're not aware of those old triggers or those old conversations and you're not upgrading them as you're upgrading you. That was a good line. All right, let me see what you guys set up here. If anybody has anything else, let me know. I'm going through this too. I have been noticing this a lot lately. I feel stuck more and wonder why I'm not the crazy driven person I used to be. Oh, I don't think it's that you're not the crazy driven person you used to be, Emily. I think that you're so much more intentional with what you're doing, and you've literally made that switch to your intention being high, and your, like, calm is now crept in. And so it's like, while that was what you were looking for, it's like, this is fucking weird. This can't be right. What am I doing wrong? Because I went through that. Most people do go through that. My clients go through that, where they'll be like, what am I doing? Why is this happening? When it's really like, that's what you asked for. So you have to start becoming okay with and acknowledging. I don't know if you do an acknowledgments list at the end of the day, but you really need to use that as a tool to remind yourself of how much work you are doing, to acknowledge the work that you're doing. I am an overachiever by nature, guys. It is natural for me to constantly want to tell myself, I didn't do enough today, I need to do more. That is a normal thing with just who I am, and it's something that I battle, or I wouldn't say battle, I did at one point, but it's something that I take intentional action every single day to combat. At the end of the day, every day, you can ask Catherine if she's on here, because I send it to her a lot of times. I will literally write an accomplishments list about how I felt, what I did, what things I got done, every single thing I got done. And what I do, what that does is allows me to acknowledge the production, acknowledge the things that I actually did accomplish, because in my mind, I should be doing more, even though that's insane. Like, I fill like 2 pages typically because I'm all over the place. But, like, anyway, you definitely need to, like, and when I say that, I acknowledge every piece of my routine that I did, every piece of all of those things, because those are acknowledgments. That is a task that you did complete. So I need you to remember that when you are hard on yourself like that, it will go backwards and it will make you not productive if you don't combat it. So it's super important that you're really self-aware around that, and that you make sure you're doing the work around not letting that become a negative thing. It does feel super weird, Emily. Trust me, you're not alone in that. Not alone in that at all. But just remind yourself that that's what you've been working towards. You've been working towards creating this life where you have more freedom and you have less chaos. And it's been intentional. So be damn proud of that, because you should be very proud of that. And then you'll be able to start adjusting to what version of yourself you're talking to, and what do you need to say, and what tools work for this version of you that you've created. So you continue, obviously, like I said, you continue shifting your tools and the conversations you have to match yourself as you're growing and up leveling and all of those things. So it all takes self-awareness, but that's what we do mindset work for. So anyways, guys, that was my 2 cents for the day. Hey, Cherie. That was my 2 cents for the day. I really just wanted to jump on and kind of give you that note. Like, a lot of you guys think all I do is talk about productivity still, no matter how much I talk about mindset and lifestyle. But like, this is the meat and potatoes of what changes your productivity, is when you're able to revamp the way that you think and the way that you focus on things. So anyways, I just wanted to jump on and give you guys that quick message. If you liked this message, as always, first of all, I appreciate you watching. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up or a heart, and share this if you feel like it would be of benefit to anyone else. Thanks for being here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you soon.